Divorce happens. In fact, it happens to almost 50% of first marriages. So let's talk about it. Welcome to Divorce Happens, a podcast to educate, inspire, support, and yes, make you laugh through divorce and beyond so that you can start fresh on the next phase of your journey. Remember, divorce happens, and then we start fresh.
You get divorced. You get divorced.
Getting divorced?
I'm getting a divorce.
You're getting a divorce.
Because she's getting a divorce.
So what if I get divorced?
Hello. Welcome to Divorce Happens, the podcast where we support you before, during, and after divorce with education, inspiration, and a little bit of laughter because, as you know, divorce happens and then you start fresh. And we are here with one of our fantastic Fresh Starts experts talking about something very timely and pretty much affects everybody who has divorce in their life at some point. Lisa, can you introduce yourself?
Sure, I'd love to. Thank you so much for having me, Olivia. So I'm Lisa Lisser. I am a divorce coach and a co-parenting coach. I got here through a long journey, but divorce happened in my life and I didn't expect it. And it threw me for a loop and it was hard. And I made mistakes that I could have avoided. So flash forward 10 years, and I discovered there was a field called divorce coaching, and that was my thing. I jumped right in, and I trained to be a coach. I was an attorney, I was a nonprofit leader, I was an educator, but I needed to coach women going through divorce. And yeah, I do coach some men, but primarily my ideal client is a woman going through divorce so that she can keep her head above water, get some clarity, and get the emotional support she needs, not the emotional support that people around her who are also going through her divorce with her need.
Yeah, it's so true. And you're a beautiful coach. I love sending people your way because I know they're going to be so loved and taken care of. So the holidays are coming up, Lisa, and whatever holiday that you and your loved ones celebrate, right? You're going to be affected in December somehow by what's going on. And divorce happens to a lot of people. So how do we navigate this? Like, how do we get through the holiday season if we have divorce in our life?
Look, no matter what, it can be hard. You want joy. You want to celebrate the joy of this season, the light in the darkness, but you have all of these pressures coming on you. How do I make it like last year? How do I make it like we used to have it? Does it have to be perfect? I have to give everyone a hallmark moment. Like, these are the concerns and worries in your head, along with, I can't believe I don't get them this Christmas, or I can't believe that I don't light the Hanukkah candles with them. And that is really hard. That's pressure. And how do we release the pressure on making the holidays the same as they were, making them better than they were? You just need to know that they're going to be different. So what I have created is a holiday survival checklist for anyone navigating divorce during the holidays.
Let's do it. I want to hear it because I need it too.
Okay. So starting number one, even before the holidays start, and now we're in the midst of the season, you can do this now. Pick your top 1 or 2 values that are most important to you and hold them like your armor. So that could mean peace. That could mean joy. That could mean compassion. That could mean release and security. Like, all of these things are values that we hold, and it's so hard to live them when we're in the midst of the chaos. So just hold 1 or 2 of those values, and every time the chaos appears, you have a mantra. I want peace. I want calm. I want one joyful moment. And that can help you go through as you're preparing and even on the day of. So that's my first thing.
I love that.
Your values are your armor.
Yeah.
So the second thing is choose one new ritual that you're going to create for this holiday season. So what does that mean? That could mean one night of the 8 nights of Hanukkah, you do something special with your kids. That could mean the day of Christmas, if you have the kids starting at noon, that's when they open the presents under the tree, right? You may be frustrated that they are opening presents at your co-parent's house in the morning when they wake up. That doesn't mean you don't get to have that experience. Pick one ritual. It could be one holiday party you go to. You don't have to go to all of them. Release some of that pressure. And here's a really strong tip. Decide what you will not do this year. Think about your real bandwidth. Like, do I have to go to that relative's party just because I've always gone there? When that person always has an opinion, that person always wants to bring up topics that are not relevant, that hurt my feelings. Decide what you're not going to do this year. And that's part of the prep. And then set realistic expectations for your co-parenting relationship. So in other words, this isn't going to be a magical year where your co-parent all of a sudden starts to act reasonable. So don't set that expectation. Think about it. In your marriage, you probably always thought they could do better. They're going to do better. This isn't who they are because you wanted it to be different. Now you're in a different scenario. Expect them to be who they are. Don't expect them to do things your way. So that helps you release some of the disappointments that have always been inherent in the holiday. And that's challenging because it's a habit. And this is like a new neural pathway I'm asking you to create for yourself. But if you think about it this way, just every day, say to yourself, he's going to do it the way that always gets under my skin. How do I not let it get under my skin? And part of that is this last tool. Communicate the holiday logistics early and clearly. This year, they're going to be at your house for Christmas Eve, my house Christmas morning, 9 a.m. They're going to church with you. They're going to my parents' house for a meal. Make it clear and do it in advance. So those are the sort of the top 5.
I love it. They're so helpful. And sometimes we just need permission to do most of the things that you just gave us permission to do. So helpful. I would say if you're going through a divorce or divorced, or even if you are a child of divorce, these are really helpful tips. Rewind this podcast, listen to it, send it to your siblings. And Lisa, before we let you go, if somebody is listening to this and they're feeling so overwhelmed and emotional by what you just said, and maybe it is the first holiday, they're not going to wake up with their kids, on the first day of Hanukkah or Christmas morning, what would you say to them?
So I would say give yourself some grace. Okay, you're only human. You're going to feel loss. You're going to feel grief. And you might feel lonely. And it's not because you're doing it wrong. It's because you're human. And so on top of that, maybe you create a list of 3 people you can reach out to who are your support team. And so when you're feeling that darkness, reach back out. Because it's so easy to just huddle inside of yourself and that compounds the loneliness. And it's really hard to pick up the phone, especially when you're not feeling your best. But the people who really love you will be there for you. So pick those people.
I love that. Such good advice. Well, Lisa, we appreciate you so much. And this was really important for a lot of people to hear. So thank you for being here today. If you would like to work with Lisa or get more info, you can always visit her at freshstartsregistry.com in the expert guide. Lisa, thank you for all the wise words.
Hey, it's my pleasure. And, happy holidays. Like, we can find that happiness. So I will say, have a happy holiday, because that's our goal.
Divorce Happens is produced by Fresh Starts Registry, the only divorce registry platform for everything you need to begin again, including home items, hype team, and everything in between. Remember, divorce happens, and then we start fresh. We're here to support you before, during, and after divorce. Head to freshstartsregistry.com for more info.